Hello friends, welcome to Shri Jain Rank Zone classes. I, your friend, your mentor, welcome you all on this very special platform of Shri Jain Rank Zone classes. I will be teaching you zoology, which is a part of biological science, and today we are going to start with animal kingdom. The subtopic we are going to catch with is basis of classification. So friends, I hope you all are good, you all are safe. Okay, let's just start. The very first is the historical importance. What are the different historical importance, right? In terms of taxonomy, in terms of nomenclature, in terms of the classification systems. So the very first is the definition itself of taxonomy. It basically relates to the nomenclature. Nomenclature means it is an art and science which deals with the identification and naming of organism. After giving a name, after identifying it, okay, you are like this, then we have to give a classification. We have to give a identity to that organism and provide of an identity to any organism can only be done when it is to be grouped. We should know the legacy of that organism. We should know the organism whether it belongs to a particular previous species or not. Means classification. And then we have to follow the principles on which the rules which are made by different types of organizations like IUCN, IUBN, okay. So all these classifications, rules, nomenclature rules, they are basically already set by these organizations. Okay. Now coming to next, Kendall. So Kendall, according to him, taxes is arrangement of organisms according to the laws which are actually set by our own organizations. Like for example, we different brains, we set up together like a round table conference and we had a list of different laws. These laws, we have to follow the laws when we classify some organism, when we give name to some organism, right? Now Aristotle, father of zoology, his book Historia Animalium, the most famous book which turned the pages of the history like anything, right? So he is considered as father of zoology. John Ray, very first time the term species was defined or given or came into the existence because of John Ray, Sir John Ray. He also stated that species is the smallest unit of classification. When you classify some organism, okay, what you need, the most specifically, you need the features of that species. Features means the genetic features or the other morphological and anatomical features. So all those features are actually, they are the part of classification only. So he also gave the term concept of species. Now coming to next, we have to learn about Linnaeus. Carlos Linnaeus or Carol Linnaeus in 1758 in the 10th edition of his book Systema Naturae, he gave the classification of known 4,236 animals and presented the binomial system of nomenclature, which I think you also have introduced with in class 9 regarding the generic name and the species name. The binomial system of nomenclature, which includes two units. The script of that name is having two components. One is the generic name and one is the specific name. He is also known as father of modern taxonomy. Okay, who? Carlos Linnaeus. So you have to remember all these names. Then the trinomial nomenclature, it was given by Huxley and Strickland. Okay, they were the scientists who proposed that trinomial nomenclature can also be a mode of classification and identification of organisms, right? Now, like for example, right now Homo sapiens sapiens. Okay, I'll tell you a very interesting, thing, students, my dear students. Our universe shares a birth history of 13.5 billion years. Mean from today, around 13.5 billion years, our universe actually is formed by all the consolidated matter, which is known as what? Singularity. Okay, I'll not go deep into the cosmos or cosmic science. So, how much time it take for the formation of a galaxy, for the formation of universe? 13.5 billion years. You cannot count the zeros even. So 13.5 billion years, and Earth shares a history of 4.5 billion years. Our Earth shares a history of 4.5 billion years, right? And we, Homo sapiens sapiens, we share a history of only 70,000 years. Okay? So this actually, I just want you to keep in your brain that rather we are considered as the highly evolved species on this planet, but we have to actually going to face a lot of struggle, especially in terms of survival of the fittest, to make us survive, because we have hardly covered 70,000 years of history. We haven't met any, by God's grace, we should not met any catastrophe. But the fact is that the evolution can only be happen by such ways. Today, present day, the pandemic situation, this pandemic situation is going to lead the final step of evolution in human history. Okay, so that was actually some of my research work being doing regarding all these evolution of humans and all. So Homo sapiens sapiens, the trinomial nomenclature, it was given by Huxley and Strickland. Now Robert Whittaker, 1969, he proposed the 5 kingdom system of classification to show phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship means the relation between phylum, okay. Phylogenetic relationship means phylum plus genetic. It means we all are actually coming from the same single cellular organism. That single cellular organism having what? The very first hereditary material was RNA. The RNA is converted into DNA. Now the DNA further grows. It has proteins consolidated to form a highly helical structure, like in case of type B DNA in case of humans, right? So we are having very a complex structure, because the information which is actually we are getting from our parents is highly complex. The 5 kingdom system of classification actually gives a glance to know about the evolution of humans, the evolution of species. The phylogenetic relationship basically deals with that only, that how DNA, how change in DNA lead to the evolution of species, right? So students, I hope you are getting it. Okay, we'll move to the next. What are the different bases of classification? As in class 9, okay, the different bases of classification were, we were starting with the type of nutrition. You remember? Yeah, type of nutrition. It is autotrophic nutrition. It is heterotrophic nutrition. Now further, autotrophic nutrition is further divided into photoautotrophic or chemoautotrophic. What does that mean? Photoautotrophic means which can easily convert the radiant energy of light into chemical energy of food. Children, I will repeat my words. Radiant energy of light into chemical energy of food. It means they have their inherent capacity to convert or to modulate two different light or energy sources. The quantum science. Chemoautotrophic, they don't have capacity to convert radiant energy into chemical energy of food, but they have capacity to break the complex macromolecular or micromolecular substances into some simple sort of molecules. Like we are having iron sulfur bacteria. Iron sulfur bacteria. So at the time of evolution of Earth, actually the conditions were so drastic. Okay. The atmosphere, it was not having any oxygen. The atmosphere was reducing. Why? Because it contains only what? The other reducing gases like hydrogen. Okay. So these reducing gases, they actually helps to combine with oxygen to form water. And how does that happens? Oxygen was nowhere present, but the fact is oxygen is carried to our planet either by different meteors or by the collision of other rock surfaces. The oxygen by chance comes on our Earth, it combines with our hydrogen and it forms water. It is one of the theory, one of the passionate theory which I do believe. There are many theories according to the evolution, because the cosmic science is not going to actually go into our brains, because it is something which are beyond our imaginations. So chemosynthetic bacteria, the iron sulfur bacteria, they are one of those bacteria which actually help to maintain that anaerobic environment of those times. They help to convert the chemical, simple chemical or complex chemical molecules into some useful substances so that they can extract energy out of it, right? Then we are having heterotrophic mode of nutrition, in which they are going to dependent on the others, whether they are parasitic mode of nutrition, whether it is, different types of nutrition we are having. Okay, we are not going to talk about it, we are just going to talk about the basis of classification. One of the basis of classification is type of nutrition. The second most important is body plan. Body plan means body is made up of what? Cell, tissues, organs. Which type of plan is present, right? Symmetry, either cell or tissues, right, or organs. Also known as levels of organization. Cellular grade of organization, tissue grade of organization, organ system of organization. In particularly, if they are having cellular grade of organization or tissue or organ system of organization, then what type of body plan? How these cells are arranged in body? How these tissues are arranged in body? How these organs are arranged in body, right? Now symmetry. Symmetry means the organism, when it comes to the symmetrical part, how can we define the symmetry of a molecule or a organism? So we have to just cut that organism into two. Like this is something which is giving the appearance of a spherical symmetry, right? Spherical symmetry. Then this is something which is giving a bilateral symmetry, right? Because, or a radial symmetry or any other symmetry, right? So कहने का मतलब, the fact is symmetry means when we actually divide the body along planes, and the body, it comes into equal parts. So that plane of division is known as what? Plane of symmetry. And the phenomena is known as what? Symmetry, you know. So there are many different types of symmetry, like radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry, spherical symmetry, and unsymmetrical or asymmetry. Like for example, sponges, in case of animals, they are asymmetrical. They don't have any symmetry. Okay. Then body cavity or coelom. Which type of body cavity or coelom? See, the main function of body cavity, as you already have been introduced in class 9, the main function of body cavity or coelom is to have a space in which organs can be packed. We need some space in which our organs, our delicate organs can be, they can be packed, because the organs, they need a protection. Okay. So this cavity help us to have that space in which organs can be packed, right? The secondly, coelom or the coelomic cavity is further modified to form different types of cavities depending upon the situations. Whether it is a cavity which deals with the digestion of food or excretion of waste, okay? It deals with a cavity which actually transports the blood. It depends upon the function, body cavity is modified, right? Now we are having segmentations. Body is divided, body is segmented. But if body is divided into similar segments having almost similar distances, and these segments have some organs, they are basically defining some organs, like in case of earthworm, or when we talk about the annelids, they have segmented body. Okay. Cockroach means the arthropods, they do have segmented body, but their segmented body is known as what? It is not metameric segmentation. The metameric segmentation means metamerism or metameric segmentation. Metamerism means each segment is having its specific function with a specific organ. Okay, organ number 1, organ number 2, organ number 3, it depends, or a collection of segments represents some organ, organ number 4, like this, right? We will be dealing with each and every fine details. Right now I am just giving you a glimpse of it, okay? Just having a picture, okay, that what is body plan, what is symmetry, what is body cavity. Type of circulatory system. Type of circulatory system, it includes what? Open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Okay, open means no blood vessels, no blood vessels. Closed means they have blood vessels. Okay, then germinal layers. According to germinal layers, the body is made up of how many germinal layers? During the embryological development, the zygote is converted into morula, morula is converted into gastrula, gastrula is converted into the other embryonic stages to give rise, the different parts of the body. So this, whether we talk about this morula, blastula, gastrula, everything is basically because of the arrangement, disarrangement, or assembly of cells which are going to form tissues. Because actually our journey starts from a single cell, and that is our zygote. It is a single cell. So we are having or sharing the same origin history as the amoeba is sharing, as the bacteria is sharing, right? So germ layers, their body is covered by 2 germ layers, means they are diploblastic, or their body is covered by 3 germ layers, triploblastic. Okay, if the body is covered by ectoderm and endoderm, then it is diploblastic. Ectoderm, endoderm. Ectoderm means outer, endoderm means inner. There is no layer in between. Ecto, endo. Very interestingly, I should tell you, your brain, spinal cord, they are ectodermal in origin. Okay, your organs, the lining of the organs, they are endodermal in origin. The connective tissues, the undifferentiated mesenchymal cells, means the stem cells, they are mesodermal in origin. Okay. Triploblastic, the cells of the ectoderm, they get, I'll tell you how the embryonic development takes place. The cells of ectoderm, they come down and they make a layer of cells to form mesoderm, right? This is mesoderm. Okay. So in this way, we will further be dealing with all these topics based on removal of nitrogenous waste. Okay. Whether it is secreting ammonia, ammonotelic, secreting urea like us, ureotelic, secreting uric acid like birds, uricotelic. These are some common modes of nitrogenous waste I just talked about. Okay, on these bases also the classification is done. So actually you can feel the classification, it can happen by different means, right? Now coming next, we are having body plans. What are the different types of body plans? Yeah, most importantly, I'll change the ink. Okay, these are different types of body plans. The first is the cell aggregate plan in sponge. Cell aggregate means cell aggregate plan. Body plan. What exactly that means? Cell aggregate body plan simply means the body is made up of cells. Okay, it is not having any tissues. Okay, body is made up of cells, it is not having any tissues, and cells, they can be in a scattered fashion. Okay, so cells, they are not combining, they are not basically having any assembly to form tissues. Okay, the cell aggregate plan means the cells or the cellular body, or we can say the body is made up of cells only, majorly. Sponges, example you remember please, sponges. Okay, now the second body plan is blind sac body plan. This is blind sac body plan. This is a cellular aggregate body plan. This is blind sac. Blind sac body plan. Right? What does that means? Blind sac type of body plan is basically found in the coelentrates. Coelentrates in which we can see the cells, they actually arrange themselves to make for the very first time tissues. Okay, so the blind sac body plan is a higher evolved version of cell aggregate body plan, and it is seen in coelentrates, and platyhelminthes. Where the major, or the most important characteristic of this blind sac body plan is the alimentary canal is having only one opening. Okay, mean either they have mouth or either they have anus, and usually they have mouth. Okay, only one opening, right? Either they have mouth or they have opening. Okay, now we come to next, we will be talking about tube within tube body plan. It is tube within tube, which is found in, I'm talking about vertebrates, fish. Tube within tube body plan. It is present in roundworms, it is present in annelids, it is present in orthopods, it is present in, now it is present everywhere. In the moment when we evolved, or we can see the evolution of sponges into coelentrates, right? Coelentrates into platyhelminthes, and the platyhelminthes, it comes and it evolves into nemathelminthes or the roundworms, and then annelids, orthopods, mollusk, and so on and so on. Okay, So here the digestive